James Bond. Miracles, get ready to make your arguments here.
Okay.
The
I'm
James
doing
Bond.
my research right now.
I like this. Well, no, you
Miracle
have
doing her homework in class
Miracle.
over here.
No, Miracle has the person she wants to play. She wants Idris Elba to play James Bond.
Ooh,
Yeah,
defend
see?
that.
To which I say he's too old.
You know what?
Okay,
Fine.
I'm here to moderate this debate. I understand why I've been brought in.
Well, the debate is that I'm right and she is wrong.
This is always a
Classic
debate.
bred patriarchy.
It's very,
How did you know I was going to blame it on that?
very
I'm
patriarchal.
a huge fan of the patriarchy. In case anyone's listening,
So it says
that wasn't sarcasm, and it sounded like it was.
Lydia has the same problem where
my
she says stuff that sounds like it's being sarcastic, but it's not.
That's so funny.
But this is the James Bond odds have taken a big turn as Rege-Jean Page loses the top spot yet again, and I did have to Google how to pronounce his name. Looks like Reggie to me. But obviously it's Rege. It's obviously not. It says the spy game has just got hot all over again. I didn't know who he was. I've heard of Bridgerton, which is the show he's very well known for now. I saw these creepy interviews where like an interviewer is like, I heard the show had a lot of sex, and then I was watching it, and there was no sex, and I was like, where's all the sex? I'm like, no wonder everyone thinks your industry is just a cesspool of like depravity and disgustingness. Like, and you guys like, I
wasn't willing to go to Pornhub, so I just saw as close as I could get.
and then I imagine like in like,
I think that's true for a lot of people, though.
and then I imagine like the people who work in porn, like, and you look down on us. F you guys.
I've known people like conservative men who take a very strict like I don't watch porn stance, which I respect. I think it can be positive. I think porn can have a lot of negative qualities, but then they're like, yeah, anyways, I watched all of Game of Thrones, and I want to be like, you're really towing that line.
Is it really a difference? Yeah.
It's a personal call. It's not for me to make.
It's got a better story. I'm like, yes. I read it for the article.
Some like showrunner for porn who's like, they ripped off my idea. They put slightly more clothes on.
That's not even fair. I did see an article at one time we were going to cover about how it said like the porn parodies are now better than the actual superhero movies.
Yeah. Or I just wonder for how long until we have a headline that's like new HBO show like has a surprising new showrunner, and it's like the head writer is actually
Yeah, that's what. Well, like Euphoria had a couple of different adult stars in the show. So that's nothing new. That's been part of Hollywood for years. Like
but we haven't had it from that angle.
But we haven't had it from that angle. So it says for some time now, Netflix star Rege-Jean Page. I'm gonna make sure it's not Rege, it's Rege.
Are you sure?
I listened to Jimmy Kimmel say it, or one of those people say it.
But he's American. Oh, wait,
No, he's not.
Okay, we gotta keep.
Yes, thank you. Here's Miracle pretending she knows what she's talking about again and just winging it.
Wow.
I love winging it.
Sitting
Half
in
the
a
time.
command. So he was this actor. So he's from Bridgerton. Was sitting in a commanding lead on the James Bond odds leaderboard. I do love that there's an odds leaderboard somewhere. I'm picturing like an actual physical leaderboard somewhere where there's just like in the heart of
Like you could go to a sports
London.
book and you could bet on whatever team, but also
London.
you could bet on like the actors.
I think you can do that in Vegas. So it says favored by fans as he was favored by fans as Daniel Craig's successor for some time. I don't know about that. Like I'd never heard of this dude until recently. So for some time seems a little bit odd to say. But it says it looked like he might not be he might not be knocked out of the lead anytime soon. That assumption makes today's new odds all the more surprising as Page lost the top spot yet again to some rather super competition from the leaderboard of the James Bond movies to come. Henry Cavill is our new lead. He's the new odds-on favorite to become James Bond. To which I say, yes, Henry Cavill is the man, so they should do this. Well, he's a fanboy. He's like a buff version of a geek. So like there's a really famous meme that says like it's a guy who's like the girls that say like I like geeks, and then it's a picture of Henry. It says the geeks that she likes, and it's a picture of Henry Cavill fixing a computer with his just gigantic arms. So that's really what this is. It says betting firm Coral via Express has issued a new set of standings for the race to becoming the next 007, as you probably expected for a recent odds update. I did not see that. I'm gonna click on that. Okay, so it says as James Bond odds see Rege-Jean Page and Henry Cavill continue to duke it out. A previous frontrunner climbs ahead. So this is looks like they're keeping up to date. This article was 14 days ago. The one we're reading now is just the other day. So it's got Henry Cavill in the lead at 2-1. Now, how do those odds work? I'm horrible with numbers. So when they say 2-1, what does that mean?
It means that
3 people voted, 2 sided, and
Yeah.
Two
like,
said yes, one said
it's-
no.
yeah.
Yes. So
Okay.
he's very likely.
So if Rege-Jean Page is 7-2, what does that mean? 7 said no and 7 said yes and 2 said no?
Yeah, so it would be like you have.
I'm not a
somebody
gambler.
come for me in the comments on this. I get it. I'm not a mathematician, but what it's saying is like based on the odds that people are betting, they think if you compare them to like, so if you made them both like, if you interviewed 14 people or whatever, like 7 would say no and 14 would say yes. That's
Okay.
not 21.
Okay.
And if you did the same thing for the next guy, like more people are more likely to pick Henry Cavill than Rege Page, and they try to get it down to the simplest like
Okay.
common ratio.
But no
Alright.
offense, like Paige's face is too feminine for me. It's like very soft. It's very rounded.
He looks like Wilmer Valderrama
Who?
from that 70s show.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Played Fez.
Yeah.
Wait, who does?
Rege-Jean Page.
He kind of looks like the guy that plays Fez.
Yeah, I guess I see that.
It was really funny because I was watching this thing where they were talking about how Fez, like in the show, like they had to work to make him look dorky because the dude's he's such a handsome dude that they had to like make him look less handsome.
Do you think he's really handsome?
I think he's a handsome dude. I do.
I think
This is like Tom Cruise all over again.
I think he's okay looking.
Okay, with facial hair, I do. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, good looking dude.
He kind of looks like
Not.
That's a horrible picture of him though. That's like super
Oh,
close.
okay.
That's like
Look,
super close up.
It's
Yeah.
not my
5
like.
different photos, please.
Yep.
I don't know.
So I'm just saying, but I do think they look alike.
Yeah.
I see a lot of
There's a
resemblance.
similar vibe,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I don't think he would make a horrible James Bond. I'm not going to get into the race swapping debate because, like I said, I don't really care in these cases as long as they don't brag about it and make it seem like they're changing the world and making the world a better place by changing out a character and making it something else. I do think that there's a good argument to be made that James Bond comes from a family of like noble, like there's like royal
Noble,
bloodline,
yeah.
noble bloodline, which makes it less likely that he would be of another race.
Well,
right?
what I was gonna say is like I think sure if we're gonna throw out the like racial aspect of it, like again whether or not that's accuracy to source material, who knows? But I do think of him as being sort of a like suave, like slightly highbrow, but like tough guy. And like I've never watched Bridgerton. This guy looks almost too young for that
Yes.
role.
Yeah.
Whereas like Idris Elba, I can totally get because he does have a very sort of like distinguished.
Now I want to see how old Rege-Jean Page
He's
is.
like
It
30-something.
lists him as there's no age listed here.
He's
on-
like 34, I believe. Let me double check.
I don't see. Yeah, look. See if you can. I mean, 34 is about right. By the time it comes out, he's going to be. By the time they get to the filming process,
Yeah,
right?
34.
Okay, so he's 34. It starts filming a year from now. He's 35. By the time he gets done filming, he's going on 36. I think that's about right for the start of that age.
But some people don't like
but he looks younger. Than,
age the way of their fate. You know what I mean? Like Brett shaved his beard today, and I walked in and went, and then I tried to act normal because people
Yes.
don't like it when you gasp at them.
Yes, I don't like being stared at.
You look good. It's just like it did really have dramatic, like especially with men, like you said with former Fez. Like facial hair does make a difference.
It does.
With the odds on this, you know, I don't recognize all these names.
Tom Hardy is number
Backwards?
3. I don't think Tom. I think Tom Hardy's a little bit too. I don't think he's the guy. For
He
that
looks
role.
weird without his beard.
That's
That's what throws me off.
That's a good point.
It throws me off. I'm like, put it back.
But if
Can I
anybody has
just hear-
seen The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Henry Cavill could absolutely pull
Yeah.
this role off.
Okay.
Can I just hear a quick like? So your top choice is Henry Cavill, and yours is Idris Elba. Like,
Yeah.
why? And is there anyone you would be absolutely opposed based on this list?
I would be opposed to
I don't think Tom Hardy is the dude.
Okay,
Tom
so no
Hardy.
Tom Hardy for you, no Tom Hardy for Miracle.
Tom Hardy and then Tom
I don't know who
Hiddleston. I don't think he can play it that well.
He's not on this list.
No, he's on the other list
Oh,
that
is
you
he?
have.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
James. I don't know who James Norton is.
I just searched him,
Jamie Dornan's the guy from 50 Shades of Grey, and he was also the guy from the show The Fall
Yeah.
with Gillian Anderson.
Okay.
It's like a serial killer show.
Yeah.
He's very good. I could see him. I imagine that they were going to go like when I picture these roles, I picture it like. I almost think Henry Cavill's too famous for the role. Like Daniel Craig was.
And he has a weird Americana about him, right? Because he's been Superman.
Yeah.
But maybe that's not. But he's also been. He's,
not that he
he's in
couldn't-
Enola Holmes as he's in the movie Enola Holmes as Sherlock Holmes.
Oh yeah.
He's,
That one is not bad, but
he's-
it's like.
I just didn't know if like his reputation carried over any connotation.
Maybe he does it because he's annoyed that they won't give him a new Superman movie. He's like, well, if I can't be truth, justice in the
changing
American
to be
way,
British.
well, he is British. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, so he's like, I'm going back to my British roots.
Do you know when
Make
they
him Doctor Who.
Do you know when they cast Hugh Laurie in House?
I love that.
They had said no, like we only want an American actor, and so he filmed. I've seen the tape. He was on location somewhere. Lighting's not great. Like, and he just talks
He's
in
got the
his
gray,
American
he's
accent.
got his gray.
Yeah, and the guy
shirt
was
on,
like,
yeah.
"He's great. He would totally have him." And like, it took a long time for the producer of the show, whoever hired him, to be like, "Wait, you're British?"
I don't even know if I buy that because so many of America's actors nowadays, like in American shows, are all British doing American accents. And it's always this vaguely American. You can't really distinguish where. Like when Hugh Laurie did that, it's funny. He has a couple of words he can't say. He couldn't say. They would sometimes bring up a hospital called St. Sebastian's, and he couldn't say Sebastian. He'd say Sebastian.
Yeah.
Which is not how Americans would say that.
And they were like, "He grew up abroad."
Yes, yeah, he had a couple of years abroad, but he's got a good one. But
I could see like an argument here where like James Bond is such an iconically British character that they are like wanting someone who carries a certain amount of Britishness.
you want to talk about a picture doing somebody no favors? This screenshot of Henry Cavill does him
It's
no
terrible.
favors. Like they literally took the word.
So this photo editor does not.
They don't
want him.
want him in that role. They're like, we're gonna get him out of there, no matter. It literally looks like his skull is. Have either of you ever seen the movie Batman Forever, where Jim Carrey goes bummer and like that's what this looks like here when the thing's like sucking his brain out of his head. That's what this looks like here. But they're saying Argyle, which is something I've been meaning to watch, but I'm the chances of me getting Apple TV even doing this job are so minutes. Nick and me had a conversation the other day. He was like, what? Can you name anything that's on Apple TV? And the only thing I could think of is that Jennifer Aniston like morning show.
Nope, I can't support her.
But I'm saying that's the only thing I could think of. And there was another thing called a Chris Evans show called like Brian's or Jacob's
So you can't even think of it. That's
so I
think
can't
the
think of
service
anything
doesn't
that
have any like strong enough. If they have stuff, it's not strong enough to garner cult interaction that makes people drives people to the platform.
it feels like they want to be avant-garde media. Like they want to do like the like kind of like, I don't know if either of you watch IFC like at night, like the independent film channel. Like that's like it kind of like that, like independent movies, stuff that would be considered more artsy, and that's what that feel. Jacob's. I can't remember the name of it. That's how I remember it when me and Nick were talking about it, and I said, I can't believe I remembered the name of it. It came out like a year ago.
But what's Argyle?
So I believe it's got to be a spy thriller of some sort. So it
Or watch it be about fashion.
could be. But I assume that it had to do with spies because they're talking about James Bond. But it says, we've known for some time that Argyle is the start of a potential trilogy with Henry Cavill starring in the lead of Matthew Vaughn's Apple TV film. One would think that maybe that's enough to disqualify the Witcher star from being that high in the list of potential James Bond in a post No Time to Die universe. Apparently that's not the case, and I'm pondering whether or not the latest reel of footage gave Cavill a nice lead in the polls. Depending on when these odds were pulled, they might not be the case. So they're saying like maybe those odds were pulled before Argyle came out or before people knew Argyle was going to be possibly a trilogy. So it says
Argyle is a trilogy movie, but Witcher is a TV show. Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
So like this guy's busy.
He's always busy. Henry Cavill's one of those dudes who I imagine is not
Sandra
ever
Bullock is jealous of.
very, very jealous of. Sandra Bullock's got a movie coming out next month. And she's like, if I was Henry Cavill, I'd be working all the time.
Yeah.
That's what she's thinking. So maybe she wants to be James Bond. That's what that's so. But down here it says perhaps the greatest irony is that Henry Cavill was one of those candidates that auditioned for Casino Royale but was turned away, and yet through The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Mission Impossible, Fallout, he was fantastic as the bad guy in that. And now Argyle, Cavill has made a career of playing ace spies who aren't James Bond. So that makes sense. But I want to go to this other list that just has at the end, the last one here. It lists all these. This one from Games Radar.
Yeah.
And it lists the Tom Hardy without the beard.
It's so weird. I don't like it.
And even that's a good picture with like good lighting, and it still looks.
Are they considering a lady here?
Yeah, there's a lady
Lashana
on there.
Lynch?
She's in the new James Bond movie as like 006.
Cillian Murphy's so pretty. They
See,
should have it be him.
My friend, okay. Apparently, it's not Cillian.
Oh no, it's Gaelic.
It's Killian.
Killian.
With a C, which is just wrong.
Much like the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
I've been in America for too long. Just
Celtics,
kidding, I love America.
Celtics. I'm
Yeah.
not calling them the Celtics.
But
I do listen.
but it is the Celts. The Celts are like,
Yes,
yeah.
and Celtic music is a thing.
Killian Murphy is beautiful. Perhaps they should.
He
have
looks
him.
so creepy. What are you talking
I
about?
don't think I don't think
Miracle.
I think his eyes are.
No, he looks a little bit.
Whoa.
That would be interesting because he's about to play Robert J. Oppenheimer.
No, he looks like an alien. What are you telling?
What are you talking about?
Richard Madden could be a good fit. The guy who played
Hannah Claire, there's problems. I will hold you.
the guy who played Daniel, the guy who played Zemo in Captain Daniel Bruhl.
Yeah.
He could be good.
Also, another actor that I want to throw into the ring. Have you guys ever watched Gallivant on ABC?
No.
Oh my God. So there's a guy, he plays as the Jester. His name is Ben Persley, and he's a Scottish actor. So he fits the
Which
criteria.
should be cool. Another Scottish one. Yeah.
So,
Clive Standen.
so basically, he kind of fits the criteria. He's 6'5".
Who is he? Okay, that's too tall. I think that's too tall.
But he has an amazing singing voice, and he looks good with and without.
I
the
think your
beard.
height is Brett. 6'5" is fine.
If you're trying,
I don't know why the singing voice makes it.
I was about to say, is he going to break out into song?
No, I'm opposed to that.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Okay, this list has gone off the rails. Dwayne The Rock Johnson cannot play James Bond.
He's too top heavy.
Clive Standen's a good choice. Clive Standen played. Have either of you guys seen any of the Taken movies with Liam Neeson?
The
Yeah.
first one.
He played the television version of Brian Mills on the Taken TV series, which by the way was an underrated show. that
Wow,
got
a
canceled.
thing that was a movie that converted into something else. You know how I feel about that?
I
Which
know.
is poorly.
Well, technically, it's a prequel. It's not like a.
Hannah Claire, I have so
it's
many
supposed to be
questions
him
for
when he
you.
was younger.
no.
Gilligan looks so weird.
What are you talking about? What is this?
I was met by a spy.
Brett is like trying to keep this moving forward, and we're like, no.
What is this?
That's a bad haircut.
You
and
do
I
one.
accept
You
that.
do one topic. I don't think he's right for the role.
Thank you.
He's got
He looks-
some nice
honestly-
cheekbones
honestly-
and some bright eyes.
He would be a good bad guy for a James Bond movie.
Fine, he's still good looking.
No, he's not.
I think he would play. He would.
Miracle, I'm worried about you.
He would make a fantastic villain, like
Him
yes,
and
Mr.
Henry
Bond.
Cavill.
Yes.
There's
Face Off.
something wrong about it. Like his cheekbones are a little bit too like sharp for me, maybe. Or
Well,
like,
let's see what
too
they
thin.
say. It says a good secret agent needs to be a jack of all trades. Killian Murphy is a step above that, often disappearing into roles in everything from dramatic lead in Peaky Blinders to a member of a horror ensemble in A Quiet Place Part 2. And then that's not to say that he was also Scarecrow in the James Bond movies, and
Yeah.
he does a lot of stuff with Christopher Nolan. So I do think he's got too dead of his eyes are too dead to play Bond. I think he needs to play the bad guy.
Thank you.
No.
It's the eyes.
And
I'm not saying he's not a good-looking dude. He's a handsome dude. He's just handsome
I
in a way
didn't have
that
an
is.
opinion about this until we saw this list.
He's
and I
not
wanted
James
to be
Bond
this guy.
handsome. He's James Bond villain handsome. They're different
That's
handsome.
even handsomer.
also, you were asking who's James Norden. He played in Happy Valley, and then War and Peace, and then Mick Mafia.
I don't know. I never saw Happy Valley.
I don't know
Happy
any of
Valley,
those.
he played an ex-convent.
Okay.
He looks like he should be cast as like, we should play a game on the show where you show me actors and we all just decide what role they're in based on nothing.
But
Based on what they look like.
Yeah.
He looks like he should be some Homeland Security agent who's very
Very good.
Henry Golding, who I can't picture outside of Crazy Rich
Crazy-
Asians.
I don't
He's
like-
good looking, but I still feel like he needs to play like.
But he's like an
some-
action dude, right? So that I think they're
He is to me. He's total rom com, and he needs to play like, I don't know, like a dad's fighting for his marriage. Or
I don't
something.
know. For me, I don't.
He does look like a guy who comes home to save his marriage after a long day at work, and he's going to put in all that effort.
Yeah, right.
Like, I love
he
my
looks like a
family.
really good dad.
And Jamie Bell looks like a villain too. He looks like Jamie Bell looks like he would play Cillian Murphy's number 2 as the second bad guy.
I do see that. I also think Jamie Bell could play a like soccer coach, maybe, in like in a really aggressive,
Perfect.
like 1950s remake.
Of course, we're also looking at this from like photos of them, like in all you have to do. Then you go look at their headshots, and they look like completely different people out of the time.
Yeah.
I don't even know who. I've never heard of Dan Stevens. I never saw I never saw the Beauty and the Beast remake.
No offense.
No.
He looks more handsome as the Beast than actual human.
I think he's pretty, but he should be. Again, I'm now playing my own game.
Yes.
I feel like, which Brett is not loving. I feel like this guy,
It's fun. It's
Dan
fine.
Stevens, should be a. Let's see. He should be a contractor who learns something he shouldn't know about his
Not
employer.
even an important role. So he gets
No, he's like an ethical conflict. Like he is the star of this movie where like he has a family he has to feed, but then he's been asked to do something he doesn't want to do, and like what's he gonna do kind of thing.
All right, perfect. Well, we've now all made it. I like the Clive. I think the Clive Stand-in choice was a kind of inspired. I wouldn't have thought of him. That show was on for like he was also in Vikings. Vikings was very popular. So, Miracle. Any last thoughts before we move on?
I
who
saw
you want?
somebody like on the list. I thought it was an interesting choice. Where is he?
Okay, who is it?
Oh, right there. Patel.
Oh, Dev Patel.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice. I
Okay.
think that would be really cool if they wanted to go like the ethnic route.
Okay.
Instead of a black James Bond, they have a guy
Every time these discussions happen and someone's like they would make James Bond black, there's a YouTuber named Zach who goes, "There's more than two
Yeah, I was about to say like it's not just black or white.
like
casting
there's
director.
there's other people in the world, dude. If you're gonna recast, yeah, I mean I would need
that
to
would
see
be an interesting choice.
I would need to see a picture of him
Face
not looking like that. Like he would need to look more cleaned up in a picture for me to
And-
see.
You need like all of them walking the red carpet, and you're like,
Yeah.
suave enough. Here we go.
Or also
I'm looking at it and
throwing Louis Tang into.
okay, Dev Patel's kind of all his pictures have facial hair though, so it's like James Bond's not going to have like a.
No, did you see the one where he's younger? He doesn't have it
I'm looking
in the video.
Miracle just wants him because he was in The Last Airbender.
No, we do not speak of that movie.
She wants for. Oh,
Right there.
he looks like he's giving a high school science presentation.
I was gonna say he's like Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, there's Hugh Laurie. You just missed him right there.
Hugh Laurie's the best.
He is. House is the best. One of my favorite shows of all time.
But come on.
I just
Louis
don't
Tang?
see it. I don't. Oh, there.
Or
Okay,
Tan?
there. I see. But that to me, he just looks like
Look,
the
This is not
the
rude.
Rege-Jean.
His hair has too much volume for me to picture, and I'm envious. My hair's extremely flat.
We're very honest here. We're very honest. here.
Louis
I
Tan.
can't believe
Anybody?
No one is supporting my Cillian Murphy opinion.
Nobody likes him.
Bad guy.
Whatever.
Bad guy. He can play the bad guy.
With like a groovy scar. Yeah, I
Yes,
can see
he
that.
can-
With a groovy scar. That's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute to describe it.
There. We'll do that. We've come to some type of truth today.
So we don't know who the new James Bond is going to be, but we do know who his enemy is going to be.
Exactly. We've
No,
made that-
Tom Hardy.
And no, Tom Hardy can play a bad guy too.
I know, but Tom Hardy with facial hair, please. I
Yes,
don't like him
play a bad guy.
without facial hair. That's too weird.
All right.
Maybe because his lips are a little bit too big for my liking.
I like Tom Hardy, so I just don't like him in the idea of James Bond. I just don't think that's for him.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.